Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to everyone joining us today for this special webinar on our transparency platform. I'm truly excited to have all of you here with us, and I want to start by expressing a sincere gratitude for your time and interest. Today is not just another day. It's a significant step forward in our journey towards greater openness, accountability, and transparency in governance. Your presence here is a testament to the shared belief that transparency isn't just a buzzword. It's a vital component of a healthy, functioning democracy. The launch of our transparency platform is a milestone in our commitment to open government. This platform is designed to give you and your citizens access to information, to decision-making processes, and to the inner workings of governance that impacts all of our daily lives. So thank you once again for joining us. With that, let's dive into this session. We have a little housekeeping going on here. So first off, we've muted everyone just to ensure some quality, and we will be recording this session and sending everyone here an emailed link as well. Feel free definitely to ask questions, type them in the chat, and then we'll have some time at the end for Q&A. So from here now, let's talk about our presenters. I'm Terrence Fish. I'm an account executive here at OnActuate. With me today here, I have John Schloman from Microsoft. He's a senior solutions manager on the Microsoft platform, as well as Priyaroop, who is a technical architect at OnActuate. Priyaroop is one of the developers who helped create and design this solution. Today, what we have going on today here is we went through the introduction. We'll have John go through the Microsoft Power Platform overview. We'll go through some challenges, look at a demo, and then we'll go through some Q&A. With that, I'm going to pass it over to you, John.
Hey, thank you, Terrence. Happy to be here and welcome everybody to the Bridging the Gap with Power Platform and the OnActuate Transparency for Citizen-Centric Government. The solution you're going to see today is largely built on top of Microsoft's Power Platform. If you're not familiar with the platform, it is a complete set of integrated low-code development tools. And if we go from left to right, I'll just briefly describe what's included in the platform. One is Power Apps, which is our application development low-code platform for building mobile apps, web apps. Power Automate, which is our tool for building workflow automations, alerts, notifications, automating, your business processes. Power Virtual Agent is our chatbot and conversational agents that you can use on the front of a website or on an intranet within your organization. Power Pages. Power Pages is really our building blocks for building websites as well as secure business portals. So if you have providers or you have business partners that you want to give access to information but don't want to have them access your Power App, you can use Power Pages for that. And then, of course, Power BI, which is our analytics and reporting tool with dashboarding, which maybe many of you are familiar with. And then below the line are things that are also included in the platform, which is our data connector tool. Our data connectors allow you to connect to both on-premise and cloud-based data sources using low-code API pre-built models. And then AI Builder, that is our artificial intelligence tool for building artificial intelligent bots to do human activities in a very automated way. Microsoft Dataverse, which is essentially our relational data set that allows you to both manage and monitor your data. PowerFX, which is the programming language for Power Apps. And then we have within the Power Platform a tool on the back end to manage your environments, manage your applications. So really, really extensive platform of things that you can do that really stretch across all areas of digital transformation. What makes Microsoft really, though, unique is not just that we have all of those tools built on a single low-code platform, but that they're all natively connected to one another. What that means for you is that if you built a Power App today, but then you wanted to build out a Power Pages website, you would not have to think about how you would integrate those two things together because they natively integrate together. So what you're doing with all of these different components as you add them to your tool set is you're not going to end up with a bunch of siloed individual tools that don't talk to one another. These are completely connected natively and work together, and you can use them and deploy them in any order or any way that you want. So with that, I'm really excited to be a part of this with OnActuate. OnActuate is a gold certified partner, one of our top partners in low code and Power Platform. They work with a number of my customers as well as my colleagues. They do an excellent job and are really thought leaders as it relates to how government organizations can leverage and use the platform. And they're going to showcase today one of their solutions that they've built out that I think is really relevant today, much like how Terrence said on the front end. So with that, I'm going to not waste any more time and let you get right to it, Terrence. So turning it back over to you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. So let me tell you guys a little bit about OnActuate here. So we're a 10-year-old organization, really specializing in Microsoft Dynamics and related technologies such as Dayforce and whatnot. As John was saying, we are a gold partner with Microsoft, which is the highest tier of partnership that they actually have as far as certifications and whatnot. So we will handle any accounts from SMB all the way up to Fortune 500. So we want to go to the next slide. So open government, what is it? So it emphasizes the idea that government activities and information should be accessible to the public, promoting openness and fostering a greater level of trust between citizens and their government. Why is it important? The goal of open government is to create a more responsive, inclusive, and democratic governance structure that actively involves citizens in the democratic process. So what we've noticed here in some of the common transparency challenges that what we have with that not having a transparency portal is slow response time. So think of it as, fulfilling the request for information. It can be inefficient, manual processes that involves government staff. It's hard to scale when influx of requests, such as a crisis response. So for an example, health information during COVID. That time was very tough during the slow response time and people needing information. The quality of information, the gathering of the data from multiple different systems, it can get very confusing and very not good quality for the customers. And so raw data with no insights, it decreases the likelihood that the citizens can understand the data, which then turns into lack of citizen engagement and trust. Taxpayers, they want to know where their money is being spent. They have decreased civic participation. It's low attendance in public meetings and whatnot just because they're not informed. And a lot of times they're very resistant to the policy changes just because they don't know what's what. And then the struggle to remain compliant. There can be legal consequences, loss of funding, lack of reputation, and operational disruptions, such as audits and whatnot. So what does that mean? If you want to go to the next page, how do we achieve more transparency? So open government initiatives often leverage technology to enhance transparency and engagement, making information more accessible and facilitating communication between government and citizens. The Transparency Port is a web portal for citizens and interested parties who follow government's revenues, expenses, contracts, payments, and more. So, and if you want to go to the next slide. So dive in a little deeper here. So This is a public self-service platform that uses two Microsoft products, the Power Platform and Azure Data Services. So the Power Platform built the website and Azure Data Services pulls the data in, which makes it very easy to scale and grow. The OnActuate Transparency Platform, designed by the OnActuate Labs team, make it simple for state and local government organizations to share information and report publicly, combat misinformation, and free up internal resources. This new solution includes features such as publicly available data in versatile formats, an accessible web interface that allows the citizens to discover and download important data, such as general fund expenditures and revenues. Intuitive reports and data visualization, such as annual financial reports. Enhanced security and accessibility, including text-to-speech and translation capabilities in over 100 languages. This also supports DEI efforts. And then we have the AI-powered chatbot that enables interactive communication with citizens. This intelligent self-learning bot uses AI to answer a range of requests. So from there, that's a high-level overview of what the Transparency Portal is. We have one of our customers that's actually live with it today, and we're going to use their website as a demo right now to show you what you can do and what you can see within the Transparency Portal. I'm going to share my screen here. I'll take over. All right. So here we have the City of Columbus. This is a live website built into their system. So right now it's tying to the financials. We are actually bringing in the HR as well. So let me go through a little bit of overview. There's many different options that you can choose from to view data that's pulled in on the back end so you can see exactly what you're looking for. So let's take an example. I'm a citizen of the City of Columbus, and I'm curious on how does the city spend money? Where does it go? So if I click on Explore All Expenditures here, as you can see, it's loading up a live Power BI dashboard right here. Now, what you're seeing here, it's from the date of 2018. We can adjust the dates to whatever you want to see. So for now, we're going to look at the month of October. This right here is how the City of Columbus wanted theirs built. You can build this in any which way that you want. They wanted the pie chart. Then if you see on the side here, we have different departments. If I want to break it down even further, you can go in and you can see the different sub-departments within. Now, this is where the City of Columbus, this is all the deeper that they wanted the visualize to go. You can go as far deep as you want and show as much data as you want. So from here, there's a lot of different ways where you can go in and visually see. So we'll go back home and let's go with a different route here to show you revenues. So where is the money coming in? So if you see the general fund, once it loads up the Power BI or the dashboard, as you can see here now, we have year-to-date revenue. So 718 million of it is coming from income tax and so forth. And you can see how it's relating to the year before that. So you can totally customize whatever you want to see on yours. This is just what the City of Columbus decided to do on their end. And then you can break it down even further if you want to go further. Now, if you want to pull some data and build a custom app that ties to this data, up in here in the data hub, you have the raw data where you can actually download the data set and pull whatever details that you would like. So for example, if we went into main accounts, you'll see the data set. You can click on Data Explorer here, and it'll show it to you right on the screen. Or you can also download the CSV file to bring up the full amount. I'm not going to do that as the files can get pretty large right now. So we'll head back home here, and where a lot of the people that citizens, they may have some questions regarding like financial reports. So you can have all of the reports linked into one area. So if you, let's just say this popular annual financial report opens up a web page, links them to right with what they're looking for. So when we start talking about ease of use for normal everyday users to go in and view the platform and view what they're looking for, this makes a one-stop shop pretty easy. So from here now, we can, if you guys wanted to schedule up a little bit more in depth, we can do that as well. I just wanted to give you a snippet of what you can do within the transparency portal. So here I'm going to pass the screen back to Delaney. All right. From there, do we happen to have any questions? So we did have one that was submitted to us earlier. It was, do we need to be using Microsoft Dynamics ERP to implement this solution? And to answer that is, this is ERP agnostic, but a connection with Microsoft Dynamics 365 would be seamless as we use the Microsoft Power Platform. Looks like we had a question in the chat here. Is this built in CKAN? C-K-A-N? Priyup, are you able to tackle that question?
Yeah, no, we're not building it in CKAN. This system is entirely built in Azure Data Services. So we have the Azure Data Lake, which is a staging area, and then we have Azure Data Factories, which basically pull the data and migrate it to the SQL database warehouse, from where the Power BI reports are built on top of that. So we're using completely Microsoft products. As John mentioned earlier, we are totally Microsoft, this is a Microsoft, we're using Microsoft technologies, Power Platform to build the front-end UI, and the Microsoft Azure Data Services to pull in the data from various systems. So right now we are pulling, in this example that you saw for City of Columbus, we are pulling in from their ERP system. And then we are also working to pull data from their HR system, HCM system, which is Dayforce. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyu. We have another question in here. What security features are available? We are interested in sharing aggregated health data, but need rules around report limits based on the number of results, so the aggregation doesn't inadvertently lead to exposing individuals.
Yes, so the data that you see, so right now, the City of Columbus, the data that it has exposed is all publicly available data, but there is information which is, like you mentioned, citizen employee data, which is not being disclosed here. So that data, will sit in a secured Azure environment. There won't be any access to the outside world, and that's the the security that Azure offers, and I'm sure Microsoft can also add to this, like what other kind of security it can offer. But basically, your data will be secure. Only what you want exposed in the reports or in the downloadable data will be the end users will be given access to that.
Perfect. Thank you, Priyu. Bryant, I hope that answered your question as well. Awesome. Do we have any more questions? And while we wait for some questions to pop in, if there is some coming, definitely reach out to us individually if you want to have a little bit more of a deep dive demo and to really tailor it to what your needs. We can definitely do that as well. Looks like there's a question, is what licensing was needed to accomplish this?
I can take that as well. So for the UI, we need the Power Platform license so that the website can be built using the Power Pages. And also the Power BI Pro license was used, which is we didn't use the premium because it was not required at all. So Power BI Pro license was required. And then there is three uh, products or services from Azure Data Services that we use, and that is pay-as-you-go license. So those three are the Azure Data Lake, the Azure Data Factory, and the Azure SQL Server database. So these are the licenses that are required. And apart from this, we also, if interested, you would need the chatbot, the Power Virtual Agent licensing.
Perfect. Thank you, Priyaru.
Hey, Terrence, just a quick question from my side. If somebody was interested in the solution that you showed, what would be kind of a recommended next step if they wanted to do a deeper evaluation?
Yeah, you bet. As you see on the screen here, we have my email as well as my cell. Just reach out to me directly and we'll get you set up. We'll schedule some time. We can even book some time with Pre-Group as one of those who created the solution, and we can go in and find out next step and see if it best fits you. Looks like Parker did have another question as well, is how many devs do you have to support this level of solution?
I can take that up as well. Okay, so I so in OnActuate, I had I basically lead the OnActuate Labs, which designed the solution. So I'm the solution architect who designed the complete solution end to end. We have two developers for the UI part who are experts in Power BI platform, Power Platform development. So they develop the UI, they support the UI, and we have a separate SME expert in Power BI. And then we do have two more developers who are experts in Azure Data Services, and who design the pipelines for migration of data from the source systems such as ERP and Ceridian Dayforce into the data the data warehouse. So overall, there's a team of 6 people right now who is involved, and it can be scaled. We have resources who can work on this.
Perfect. Thank you. And we have another question as well. Can you publish open data sets with this solution? Like, using Socrata?
I believe the question is if we can fetch data from Socrata or other open data set systems. And the answer is yes, we can connect to that. We'll need access if like it's a REST API based or whatever the level of access is. We can establish a connection to the open data sets and fetch the data from there into the warehouse, and then build Power BI reports on top of that. Does that answer your question, Liliana? Okay.
So she was thinking, or Liliana was thinking more replacing the open data platform with this option.
I mean, right now we are totally using Microsoft-based technologies, the Microsoft Azure services. If somebody wants to develop this same solution, I don't see any, like, I mean, as a solution architect, I don't see any challenges using an open data platform. But for us, we are totally a Microsoft partner and we use Microsoft technologies for now.
Perfect. All right. Well, if there are no more questions, we can end. And if you do happen to have questions that come up after the fact, definitely shoot me an email, and we'll help you out. Aside from that, thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time here today, and looking forward to hear from you.